So hi everyone.
Hello, everybody.
So we are going to get started in a few minutes here. We just want to make sure that everyone can hear us. So we're going to play with the volume here. If you can't, just let us know and we will then make sure that you can hear us. So we are Karen and Neil, and we are the creators of the Private Label University. We are so delighted that you're all here with us because we have an amazing webinar that we're going to bring to you today. We are going to share with you the strategies and tips that we have been using for over 3 decades. Tips and strategies that we have been using to source for products that have been very successful and products that we have been selling to some of the largest retail stores in the world, like Walmart, Michaels, Hobby Lobby, Toys R Us. Has anyone ever heard of these stores? These products have been very successful for these chain stores, and we have helped to make the stores a lot of money because of the products that we have helped them choose in their stores. So we're going to share with you the strategies and tips over the next 45 minutes, and then we're going to open up the webinar to any questions that you may have. But before we begin, we noticed that there are a lot of new people on our webinar, so we wanted to tell you a little bit more about who we are and why we're sharing this information with you. So again, we are Karen and Neil, and we have been sourcing, importing, and private labeling products for 3 decades in the retail industry. We have created and have imported and sold millions of products. So we know a thing or two about products. And not only do we know a thing or two about products in the retail space, but we too are product entrepreneurs like yourself and have Amazon businesses. The thing is, we didn't start off our business as an Amazon business. We took our existing business of creating products and importing products and private labeling products for the chain stores and took that knowledge and expanded into an Amazon platform and created a lucrative Amazon business for ourselves. So being in this space, in this Amazon space, we started to notice by listening to people in groups on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites that people were really confused and scared or unaware of how the process of sourcing, importing, and private labeling actually worked. We started to hear from people who wanted to start Amazon businesses who had no idea where to begin. We started to hear from people who were already selling on Amazon but losing money selling on Amazon. What we were hearing and being asked about were some really basic, simple questions. They all seemed to be really the same question. Everyone seemed to be struggling with the most important part of the business, and that being finding a product that's going to make money, finding reliable suppliers that are not going to take their money, understanding importing like customs and shipping so that they weren't charging any extra fines or fees or shipment seized, and the how to do all of this. Now, if you have ever asked yourself any of these questions, you are not alone. You are feeling the fear of the importing industry because it's scary. So think about it. We are all trying to find a product in another country, trusting someone online on a website that you're not familiar with, God knows who's on the other side, giving someone you've never met or seen a large sum of money in hopes for something return, and then bringing it from one country to another, dealing with customs and the law, then taking it and selling it or starting a new business on Amazon or eBay. So it's pretty scary. And to add to this equation, there are many people out there assisting these newbies in the process, and they have little, if no, experience. Imagine this. You are dealing with the law, with customs, with large sums of money, with the unknown, and people are taking advice from other people who maybe have only done this 1 or 2 times. So yeah, it's scary. We have been doing this for 3 decades. And you know, the more we read about all this through our emails and hearing all about this, it scares the crap out of us as well. because over the years we've seen some pretty scary stuff. We've experienced some bad stuff and bad experiences in the process. So we started to become more public and more aware of the product entrepreneur who's looking for the support. And we found that there really was nothing available out there. Yeah, you'll find some social media groups that offer, some support, but half of the time the advice was bad or could get you into a lot of financial trouble. And isn't this about making money, not losing money? This was really frustrating for us. There was no real experts out there giving expert advice, just a lot of noise in the marketing industry. So because of all this and because of the need, we decided to create the Private Label University, a place where like-minded entrepreneurs like ourselves and yourselves, product entrepreneurs, Amazon sellers, eBay sellers, retailers can come to get educated and support other like-minded entrepreneurs. A place to get real information from the experts, real experts. Our goal is to build a community where we can all grow together and learn together. We all share the same goal, the same want, which is freedom, independence, blissfulness, wealth. So that is why we created the Private Label University. So thank you all for joining us here today, being part of this community. We built this for you so you can be successful. If you're not already part of this community, then please join us over on our Facebook page. We have a private group called the Private Label University, so you can find us there. You're more than welcome to join the group. We also have a community on YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube, it's called Private Label University. So you can subscribe, and we have a lot of free content there. We're doing tons of videos all the time. As well, you can visit us over on our website at privatelabeluniversity.com. There's a ton of free content over there as well. You can just go to the menu. We have a freebie tab, and you can see there's tons of information there. We are here to support you, so take advantage of it. We are here to help you get to where you want to be. So that's who we are. And that is why we created the Private Label University. And yes, we are still creating products for the retail industry as well, building our own Amazon empire. But we want to share with you today the most important thing that we have learned about being an entrepreneur, selling products, and in particular selling on Amazon. And that is, in order to be successful on Amazon, you need to find the perfect product, because without the product, you have nothing to sell. And if you have nothing to sell or to put up on Amazon, then you're not going to be making any money. So that is why we put together this webinar for you, because we wanted to talk to you about the 3 most important questions that we get asked in the product industry. And these are questions not only asked by product entrepreneurs, but by the retail stores as well. If everyone is asking these questions, then they must be really, really important questions, so they need some answers. So today we're going to walk you through strategies and tips that we have used over the last 3 decades to answer these questions. So what are the questions? Well, what is the perfect product to sell online? The next question is, how do I find it? And the next question is, how do I find a reliable supplier that I can trust? So what is the perfect product to sell online? There's so many budding entrepreneurs today looking for the fastest way to make money online. And many gravitate to the physical product industry, and for good reason. There is a ton of money to be made here. The challenge, however, is that you need a product to sell, and it needs to be the perfect product, the one that will show you the money. We have seen so many businesses searching and searching for the perfect product only to contract a very contagious mental dysfunction that we call PPS, Perfect Product Syndrome. Perfect Product Syndrome is a real and problematic area of stress and frustration for entrepreneurs who are struggling to source and sell physical products online. If you're spending too much time trying to find the perfect product or spending too much money on an existing product that's not returning a healthy profit margin, then you are suffering from PPS. It is so hard to watch as PPS cripples the growth of businesses that should be successful, or in many cases, even prevents entrepreneurs from even starting a business.
So we met people and we meet people all the time who say that they have been searching for the perfect product for years and they are still looking and reach out to us to help them and guide them finding that product. Imagine you want to start a business and 3 to 5 years have already passed. You bought all these online programs to get you started selling online and you're still looking for that product. This is true. We see this all the time. It really is PPS.
So in order to find the perfect product to sell online, you need to first ask, does the perfect product even exist? And the answer is no. There really is no one perfect product. And I say one perfect product for a reason. Every physical product is a perfect product, at least for someone. A perfect product means you help solve a problem for someone or had a person buy the product, meaning you made a sale, meaning you made money from the product. This now becomes a perfect product for you. Whatever the case, anything and everything can be a perfect product. With that being said, finding and selling the perfect product is not so much about actual merchandise as it is about understanding the process that happens before you find a product, the process of sourcing, importing, marketing the product that you will sell. So if you don't understand the process or it's not done correctly, then you will not make money. And if you're not making money, then your product usually is to blame and you are left with not so perfect product. So the key to finding the perfect product is to understand the characteristic of what makes a perfect product for you. And to make sure you really understand the before the product process, the finding, importing, and selling that product, knowing this information will bring you your perfect product. So how does one get started in finding the perfect product to sell online?
You know, we've been carrying around this secret for over 30 years, and because we have a ton to share and only a short time together, we will share the 7 most important steps to finding the perfect product. So let's start with step number 1. Find something that interests you. Find that perfect product around your unique signature. Now, we don't have time to teach that formula today, but we do teach that in our Import Success Formula program, which you will find on our website. Frankly, if you don't care about the products you're selling, you're probably not going to commit to it. We spend a lot of time here teaching and mentoring students around their unique signature. It truly leads you to the product. Studies and research have proved that product success is because the creator is emotionally attached and vested in the success of the product. So step number 2, do your research. And this is a twofold area. So firstly, spy on others. See what others are selling and see if that product is actually profitable. We personally sell on many online platforms like Amazon, and believe it or not, you can actually see if your product idea will make you money. So do the research. Our number 1 tool we use is Cash Cow Pro and Jungle Scout. And if you're interested in more training, we did some live demos of these tools that you can find on our YouTube channel, Private Label University. Again, our favorite tool is Cash Cow Pro, and it literally does everything you want and need for your Amazon business. So part B of that is do your research on who your audience is, who you're going to attract and sell this product to. If you don't have an audience or people in mind to sell to, then your product will take longer to make money for you. Is your product solving a problem or filling a void for someone? How many times do you come across a problem and you think, aha, if there only was a product out there and that could solve a problem, for example, for me. So I guarantee that you're not the only one with this problem if that product could be made. This personally, I think, is the hardest step of the process. So if you can get this step under your belt and really research and understand this, then you are so much closer to that perfect product. So step number 3, keep it lightweight and a product that you can sell in the price range of about $20 to $50. This makes easy to ship and keeps your initial investment low. Step number 4, find reliable suppliers and compare prices. There's so many online sites now like Alibaba and AliExpress that give you inside access to suppliers overseas. Price shop around and practice your negotiating skills. Check out trade shows. Our favorite is the largest show in the world called the Canton Fair. It truly is a one-stop shop to find everything. And we're going to talk about this fair in a little bit later. Step number 5, know your numbers. Make sure you do the math. Ask yourself, some of these simple questions. What's the product going to cost from my supplier? Or how much will it cost to ship to me? Where are you going to warehouse the product? Or is someone else going to be warehousing it? How will it be shipping to your customers? And what extra charges will be incurred for basic things like advertising? There are so many variables to consider when going through the process. And you can learn more about this process over on our website at www.privatelabeluniversity.com, and we call the process the Import Success Formula. Step number 6, communicate, order, and analyze samples from, of course, your suppliers, and decide which product and price works best for you. This is one of the longer steps as it takes time to wait for communication back and forth, and also, there's a lot of barriers that stand in the way when working online internationally, like culture and language barriers. And that's why we created our Canton Fair Sourcing China event, which again, we're going to talk about a little bit later. And it gives the product entrepreneurs the opportunity to do all these steps and more in just 1 week. And because these steps alone could take months, if not longer, depending on your time to research and communicate with suppliers, we do it all and we teach it all in 1 week in China. So once you decide on the product based on the supplier, price, and samples you've compared, and all these other variables, then you're ready to take the leap. So step number 7, let's start importing that perfect product. So I want to jump in here and talk about step 4 a little bit more on finding that reliable supplier. And this is really, really important, and for many, many reasons. You really need to make sure that you align yourself with reliable suppliers. And it doesn't matter if this supplier is a manufacturer or a trading company or a sourcing agent. What matters is that person or company is trustworthy. Keep in mind, when trying to find reliable suppliers, you need to take into consideration the following in order for you to stay safe and not lose money. The idea is to do business to make money and not to lose money. And there's deciding between manufacturers and trading companies and agents. These really are distinct, different supply opportunities. And we go into great depth in our import success formula in working with these type of individuals. So you need to consider the following. Many companies and workers, whether you're a sourcing agent or a trading company, they come and go, and sometimes quite often. You have to know who's on the other side of the website. And this is a very difficult thing to learn because when you're dealing with sites like Alibaba or AliExpress, you don't know who's on the other side that you're communicating with, or who's, you're sending large sums of money, who and where you're sending them to. We've done a lot of research on Alibaba and AliExpress, and what we have found is just like Amazon, anyone can set up an account. However, it's not as protected and screened as Amazon is. And we have seen many companies easily get certified with all the positive trade insurance and gold insurance, all these qualifications that make them look better online than they actually are in person. So don't be fooled by all the badges that you see connected with their names. This takes us to number 3. Don't be fooled, as I mentioned, by those badges. You need to really consider and understand the difference between a trading company, a sourcing agent, and a manufacturer. And you need to understand how to identify these differences if you're going to do business with these companies on online sites. You need to know what type of questions to be asking suppliers so you can see if this supplier is really going to be reliable and trustworthy. So some questions you may want to ask. Ask these companies, ask these trading companies. Have you exported to the US before? And see if they will give you a list of some of the names of companies that they have exported to. What is the lead time for that product? What is the MOQ, or the minimum order quantity? What is the actual price of the product? And see if they're consistent in answering what the price is. And what kind of payments do they take? How do you have to pay them? And of course, what other products do they sell or manufacture? Are they selling many different areas or categories, or just one type of product? Asking these specific questions will also allow you to be able to not only help you understand who they are, but finding out if you feel comfortable if they're going to be a reliable supplier to you. And it'll also help you differentiate if they are trading companies, manufacturers, and sourcing agents. So while you're communicating back and forth, you'll be able to understand better with your communication who that person is. This is also an indication on how reliable they will be. There's nothing like meeting a supplier and you're trying to communicate with them and they don't really reply. They don't give you any answers. They don't sound so trustworthy in their answers. So you really have to be careful when you're communicating and understand what they're saying. So the most important thing in building trust with the supplier is that you have to build that communication and that relationship. Just like any business here, even in the US, you don't know who you're dealing with until you've built a relationship. And when you're building a relationship online, like sites like Alibaba and AliExpress, it takes much longer to accomplish a successful relationship than you would in person. So although these tips may have given you some helpful ideas to decipher and find trusting, reliable suppliers online, the best way to build trusting, reliable relationships with suppliers is going to be to do it in person, to really do it face to face. And that brings us, of course, to the Canton Fair. And we want to spend some time here talking about the fastest way to find products and find reliable suppliers, building strong relationships, and start the importing process. And we say fast because you can do all of this within a few days of successful work. Trying to find a product, reliable suppliers, and building a relationship and starting to import from online sites like Alibaba and AliExpress could take months, and we've seen with some people years. The only and fastest way to get all this done is to do it face to face with your supplier and seeing your products. So we want to share with you our experience and our clients' experience of attending the Canton Fair in Guangzhou, China. And it really is and truly is an experience of a lifetime. We cannot express how amazing it feels to be in a room with tons of suppliers who want to do business with you, showing you products that haven't even hit the market, giving you an opportunity to touch, feel, and smell the products. You get to sample and analyze the products. Again, this is a process that could take months to do if you're to do it on Alibaba or AliExpress. And it gives you an opportunity to start building that relationship by communicating face to face. And because of this face-to-face opportunity, that would normally take months to do, it can now all be done in just a few days. So let's talk a little bit more about the Canton Fair and about a training program that we are offering for those who are thinking about going to the Canton Fair or who are already booked and the Canton Fair is planned in their calendar. So for those of you who are new to the Canton Fair is the largest fair in the world, and for over the last 60 years, thousands and thousands of manufacturers, factories, and trading companies have been coming to the fair to do business in China. And presently, there's over 60,000 vendors that attend the fair. So just to give you a scope of how huge the fair is, it is held April and October each year and is broken down into 3 phases covering different product categories. So the fair has only been open to the US for 44 years. And of those 44 years, I have been attending the show for 33 years. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? I have seen all the changes and it's incredible. And now the fair, as I mentioned, accommodates over 60,000 vendors and over $28 billion in sales. And there's over 185,000 overseas buyers that attend the fair. So let's first discuss why people go to the fair. So firstly, what are the benefits of going to the Canton Fair? Firstly, to find products, but not just to find products, find new products that haven't even hit the market yet. Secondly, to get better pricing. China, for example, is known for their low costs, and being at a trade show as large as the Canton Fair, show prices are even better. Thirdly, building those relationships. This is a key when doing international business, especially in China. The Chinese business etiquette is built around these relationships. Something very hard to do when searching on Alibaba or AliExpress. Relationships are hard to build when you're trying to build them online. So not only do you have a cultural barrier online, you also have an online barrier. And it's safe to purchase. How do I spend my money? Are they real companies? All these online security issues that you don't have to worry about when you're doing business face-to-face at the Canton Fair. So, I've been traveling to China in particular for over 35 years. And during that time, I have built relationships with manufacturers and, of course, building my own team of employees in China. And we have an incredible team in China that are working for us day and night. And these relationships develop not from online relationships, but from years of traveling in person to China and working closely with my suppliers. So it really is a one-stop buying opportunity. There is really nowhere like the Canton Fair, a place where you'll find all of these things to do in one fair. Like I said, over 60,000 vendors and suppliers that want to do business, and they want to do business with you. You get a ton of work done in such a short time. And as we mentioned, the amount of sourcing for new products, getting the best pricing, and building a reliable relationship can take months, if not years, if you're going to do them on a computer, on going just to basic sites online. And it ends up costing you not only a lot of time with communication back and forth, but also costing you a lot of money. As you must make money in investing in these products. And communicating online, going back and forth, is expensive and very time consuming. The fair is Alibaba on steroids. And the greatest thing is it's live, you're in person, and you get to see and meet all these people in factories face to face. So you're doing business right away. And the companies that show at the Canton Fair, they look forward to having serious relationships with those who take the time to meet with them in person and travel to China. And the best place to get all this done, of course, is, as I mentioned, the Canton Fair. So China's way too big for you to be running around the country and meeting all your suppliers or potential suppliers. But the fair gives you the opportunity to do all this business and do it all in one place. And that is one of the main reasons why we attend the fair each year. So this fair is amazing, it's huge, and this is where things happen. The fair really is for people who want to really jump into the following. So firstly, looking to scale their business. Also looking for new products, and ones that you won't find online like on Alibaba. Thirdly, looking for the best pricing. This really is the place where you can negotiate and get the best price because there's so many suppliers to do business with. Also, it's the best place for looking for reliable suppliers, real authentic manufacturers who are showing up at the show to do business. Also, it's a great place, as I mentioned, to build those relationships, face-to-face, doing business, and seeing who runs these factories. And of course, it's a place of building your business. It's a serious place for if you're serious about your business in building it. We are so excited and want to share with you a live training event that we are hosting in Guangzhou, China, October 28th to November 4th. And this event is all about training and growing your business. Many of you know us for our all-inclusive China sourcing trip, and they truly are amazing. But many of you have asked for just the opportunity to do training. So here it is, an opportunity to train with both Karen and I and our team in class, in the field, at the show in Guangzhou, China, at the Canton Fair.
And it truly is amazing because not only are we going to be doing the training in class, when Neil says in the field, we're actually going to take a field trip to go to a factory and a marketplace so that you can train live in person there as well as at the fair. So how do you attend the fair? So now you have choices. You can do it on your own, which many people do, or you can do it with a group that has 3 decades of experience at the fair. Both experiences will be very different. So let us walk you through the Canton Fair with the Private Label University. We want to walk you through the training program that we're going to be giving October 28th to November 4th. So this is what you get. So if you look at your screen here, you're going to see all this stuff. There's so much stuff. We are going to give you the whole lowdown on what you need to know before you start selling on Amazon, strategies of finding the perfect product, on sourcing, how to import hassle-free. We're going to dive in deep on shipping and customs. I mean, you can read on and on. You can click on the site here and you can go right to the website to see all the information. You're going to get tools that are going to keep you ahead of your competition and help you find suppliers and manufacturers. As I mentioned, we're going to visit a factory and we're going to see how the manufacturers work and how they communicate with you. We're going to visit a marketplace so you can practice your negotiating skills, private labeling, packaging, and then we're going to dive in deep to launching on Amazon. We're going to go into teaching you how to do pay-per-clicks on Amazon, and then we're going to look at some marketing strategies and tips that you can do outside of Amazon to bring sales to your listing.
You know, it's a key thing because I've been doing business in China for over 30 years. There really is, you have to have that expertise in knowing the etiquette of doing business there, how to approach suppliers, how to approach manufacturers. And that's why it was very important to us to take you what we call in the field, where the marketplaces are key places where people in China do business every day. And these marketplaces are huge, where there's transactions between from department stores to smaller independent companies and even manufacturers. And we show you how to do business there. So you're really launched into seeing how business is done, as opposed to just, going on Alibaba. So it really gives you a taste of how to do business overseas. And we felt that was very important to do. And again, we're with you to show you and train you how it's done.
So this is what you're going to get before the trip. We have you so prepared before the trip, during the trip, and then after the trip. So before the trip, you're going to get on a call with Neil and I, and we're going to talk for about 30 minutes or so. Sometimes we go over, but 30 minutes or so, and we're just going to talk about the details of the trip, what to expect, how to get prepared, and we're going to prepare you for the trip, and then we're going to talk about your business, your current business goals, and what you're looking for getting out of the trip so that we can make the trip so successful for you. And then day one, which is actually going to be October 28th, you're going to come to China, you're going to arrive in China, you're going to arrive at the hotel. Now, you can stay at any hotel that you want to stay in China. You'll be responsible for organizing all that. But we have arranged a special discount with the Langham Palace Hotel. That's where we usually stay, and we love it because it's literally walking distance across the street. I think it's 20 steps, and you're right at the fair. So it's really, really close. So we have arranged a special discount at the Langham Hotel. So if this is a place you want to stay to, you have until the end of August to book at this hotel. I think it's August 26th, I believe, is the deadline. And you can book. You just have to let them know that you're with the private label university, and they will give you a special discount. But again, you do not have to stay at the hotel. Just keep in mind that wherever you stay, there is a distance to the fair and to where we're going to have the training, which is going to be at the Langham Hotel. So you want to make sure that you take that into account because it could be 30, 40, 50-minute bus ride. And then that evening that you arrive on the 28th of October, we're going to do a meet and greet at the Langham Palace Hotel. And it's like a cocktail party. And we're going to spend some time masterminding and networking and getting to know each other. So it's going to be a really fun evening. We've had a lot of fun with that. And it's your time to network and build relationships. And again, this is a beautiful Langham Hotel. This is what it looks like. It's right beside the complex, so you'll be able to attend the fair from right there. And this is where the training is going to be as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful 5-star hotel, luxury like you can't even imagine. So that's why I said if you are interested in doing this in style, we have some great discounted rates. Take advantage of that. Again, you just have to let them know that you're with the private label university. So day 2, that's going to be October 29th, we're going to have a full day of coaching. We're going to walk you through the process from the beginning to the end and teaching you everything that we know. So you're going to learn, and you can read all this as well when you click on the page. You'll be able to see all the details of what we're going to be doing. We're going to teach you how to navigate and prepare for the fair, strategies and tips that we have been using over the years and using with the big chain stores, how to find suppliers, sourcing, how to get low MOQs, how to find the best pricing and the lowest pricing, importing, strategies and questions that you're going to be able to ask suppliers and ask the companies, manufacturers when you're going through the fair. And you're going to get the truth and strategies that, as I mentioned, we have been using for decades. You're going to learn how to overcome PPS, which is really important as well, because it is such an overwhelming thing when you go to the fair and you see so many things. So we'll be able to walk you through the process of being able to be focused, be present, and be productive at the fair. And then day 3, which is October the 30th, we're going to spend some time really focusing in on Amazon and tips and strategies on how to take your business to the next level. We're going to have our field trip, is where we go to the factories and we're going to work in the factories, not physically working, but working with the factories, learning, put you to work, learning how to do business, how to really, really do business face to face, how to do business so you can understand the other side of business so that you can build relationships better. We're going to go to a market. We're going to put our negotiating skills that we learned the other day to the test, and you'll be able to do a little bit of shopping. It's a great marketplace that we go to where actually you can do a lot of shopping there and negotiate lower MOQs so that you can then test things, take samples, bring them home. And it's a great opportunity to kind of see, I think the locals, you said.
Many of the local people go there just to do business on a daily basis so they can buy wholesale directly from manufacturers who have small booths there. Again, you can see a lot of new products that they're introducing and buy some samples right there or buy a small amount and take it home with you to test it on Amazon or whatever online site you're selling.
And then on day 4, which is October 31st, this is the first day of phase 3 of the fair. And we are going to take you on a guided tour of the fair. We're going to spend time navigating around the fair, and we're going to show you a live demo on how to do business at the fair. We're going to go into some booths. We're going to communicate, a question to ask, and different strategies along the way so that then you can be productive at the fair. Because the next few days is the fair. We're going to open it up to you, and you can attend the Canton Fair at your own pace. And you can meet more suppliers, chat with the ones, or go back to the ones that you already met and negotiate deals and take your time going through all the different sections of the fair. And then after the fair, so it doesn't stop there. After the fair, you're going to get on a call with Neil and I, and we're going to discuss what to do next. We're going to keep that momentum going. We're going to help you set up your plan of action so that you're going to ask us any questions that come up. Our goal is to support you along the way, and it doesn't stop at the fair. A lot of people, they go to the fair and then they have all this stuff, all these cards and all these connections, and then don't take action. So we are here after the fair to help you take action and help that momentum keep going. We're also going to have special opportunities that are going to be available to you. We do events and webinars and training all the time, so that will open up to you. You'll get all that information. And of course, we have our Facebook group where we encourage you to join so that you can be surrounded by like-minded entrepreneurs like yourself and network and ask questions and learn from others. It's a great resource, again, over on Facebook called the Private Label University, and you can join there. So this is us, Canton Fair. Yay, that was our last trip. It was so amazing, so much fun. So the trip really is nonstop. I mean, our goal is to give you all the tools and information that will make you successful before, during, and after the fair. Like I said earlier, we're here to support you, to share with you 3 decades of experience and knowledge that has not only made us a lot of money, but we've made some of the largest retail stores in the industry a lot of money. And we are taking it even farther by sharing with you the next step. That's why we said even after the fair, and I don't think any other training course takes it to the extent even after the fair. You know, you go to an event and then you're on your own. And that's why for us, it's really important to take it further, to make sure that you're supported all the way. And we want to share all this with you so much because we truly see the need. So because of all our passion, we are offering this entire event, which is an amazing price of $14.97. And if you want to bring a guest, your guest can come for $5.97. It's pretty crazy, right? So we have limited space. Neil and I like to work in small groups only because we want to make sure that each and every one of you get us personally helping you. This event is more than just teaching and sharing. It's about building a sustainable relationship and support. So if you're interested in the training of a lifetime, a training that will literally give you everything, I don't think really there's a topic that we do not cover, then join us, click the link below and reserve your spot. Because literally for $14.97 and then bring a guest for $5.97, you will not see this anywhere. That's how committed we are to you. So sign up. We would love to have you. If you're interested in the Langham Hotel, like I said, I would jump on that because closer to the fair, you're not even going to be able to get hotels. It's going to be really difficult. And we have great pricing at that hotel. All you have to do is let them know Private Label University. So let's jump into some questions.
Let's jump into questions.
All right.
We've gotten a lot of questions.
Well, actually, I have an idea because we don't have a lot of time. Let's answer first the questions about the trip, and then we can get into some of the other questions. And just so you know, if we don't answer your questions here live on the call, then go over to the Facebook page because we will answer your questions there. We'll get all the questions answered there. So make sure that you hop over there and you can post your questions over there and we will personally answer them. So let's jump into the first question.
So one of the questions I've actually, a few people have asked, we've heard that you do have an all-inclusive program to China. Is that still offered at the same time in the October event?
So no, I'm going to answer that question. So right now we are just focusing on the training event.
Okay.
So it's the training event that we are talking about here where we are giving you the training only. The other trip is booked in full. So the only thing available right now that we're doing is the training. But like I said, you can still participate in this amazing, amazing training. And this way you have at your leisure to decide where you want to stay and when you want to do all the other stuff that you want to do around the training.
Okay, so I have a few people. Gentleman has sent in a question asking, I have already imported some shipments by air. I'm looking to start bringing in containers or possibly large shipments of the products that I host on Amazon. Do you think I can still do this type of business at the fair? Great question. Of course, this is a place where people book containers. This isn't a little show where, some people go to order a few samples here, a few samples there. This is a show where you have serious, the largest department stores in the world, the largest purchasing agents going to book containers. They'll see the newest products. So you have manufacturers there launching the newest of the new, and they're pre-booking containers, or they're getting stores or entrepreneurs to say, I like that product. I want to know if you can private label it for me. They ask a lot of questions, and they're booking their orders. So definitely this is the place. If you've been to local shows in the United States where sometimes they're not able to talk business like that, this is the place to do it. So out of all the shows in Asia and Europe, this is the biggest. So this is the place where you do business. It's hardcore.
I have a question here. I'm already going to China. Can I join the group?
Oh, great question.
So yes, this trip is really for anyone who's thinking about going and for those who are already planning on going and already booked going. Absolutely. if you're already booked, you have your flight, you have your hotel, it's just coming to the training and being with us and the learning everything and coming on the field trips and all that. Everything is included. And absolutely, if you're already going to China, I encourage you to join our group. You will get so much more out of your trip. Here's the date. What is the date? So the dates are October 28th. You need to be in China. That's the first day. So October 28th is the first day that we're starting. It starts in the evening that night where we have our meet and greet. So you want to make sure you're in China until November 4th. And now if you want to stay longer, you can stay longer. If you want to stay longer for phase 3 and do a little bit more there, or you want to stay and do some touring, you can do that too. If you come in a little earlier and you're coming in for phase 2, because maybe you're doing phase 2 and 3, which is right before the training, then absolutely. Some people are actually coming in for phase 2 only. So stay a little longer for another 4 days and do the training with us. It'll be still such a bonus for you to get all the training, because a lot of what we're talking about is going to be the fair and what happens once you have all the information from the fair. Again, Amazon and how to market and how to use pay-per-clicks and how to use marketing and social media outside of Amazon. So you're going to get a ton of it. So if you already are planning on going to phase 2, stay and join us for the training and then go home. So it works it's perfect for those who are attending phase 2, want to stay, or those who are coming in a little earlier to do the training and then attending phase 3.
But just remember, of course, there is that distance and time frame different in China because it's the time is ahead. So you have to make sure you're planning your trip a day earlier to arrive, because you'll be arriving a day later. So make sure you have that in consideration so you don't lose any of the training schedule. So good question. Someone asked, do I need any special visa on my passport? Of course. Going to China, you need to get a Chinese visa. This is something that you can arrange. It's easy to arrange. If you have any questions, you can always contact us, and we can, let you know the best places to get it done. But usually in most big cities, they have a Chinese consulate or a Chinese visa center where you can easily get your visa taken care of. And give yourself a lot of time, especially just before those shows. There's a lot of people arranging for them, so you want to get it done early so there's no delay in having your visa ready for you.
Mm-hmm. And when we have our pre-call before the trip, we're going to walk you through, and you're going to get emails from us on what you need to do to prepare before you go. So, for example, let's talk about the visa in particular. So you need to have
An invitation.
An invitation, exactly. So you need to have an invitation to get a visa. So this is something that we can help assist you with. We're not going to get your visa because we're not the government, but we will help you get that invitation from our company in China. We'll invite you to get that visa. As well, to attend the Canton Fair, if you have not attended before, have not attended before, then you need to be invited.
And we do that for you.
Yes.
Our company prepares an invitation for you based on our Chinese company. This way, with your visa, you also show that you have an invitation. And also, to get into the show, you must show that you've been invited by a Chinese company. And of course, we have our own Chinese company. So we make it a lot easier, the process seamless. And that's why people have loved coming on our trips to China, because we make it so easy for them.
Yeah, check out our testimonials. Our testimonials are so great. I mean, these are real people either new to the business and starting, and some people that have been doing it for many, many years. So we have a variety, a mixed group, and the testimonials say it all, and you'll get a real feel for, what kind of trip this is. So actually, I have a question here. What is the hotel like and the food?
A great question. Well, the hotel is considered almost a 6-star hotel. It really is state-of-the-art. And as Karen mentioned earlier, the greatest thing about this hotel, it is the closest to the fair. Literally, you walk across the street and you can enter the fair. So, if you're at the show and you're feeling tired, or you want to go back to the room because, again, that time difference, you can just walk right back to your hotel, relax for a while, and then head back to the show. So it really gives you that real comfortable feeling of being there, and not as, I've stayed all across Guangzhou, and sometimes I've stayed in the old complex where I was taking 40, 50, even an hour and a half bus rides to get to the show. And most of the hotels, they do have some type of shuttle service, but it becomes pretty complicated because the fair is so huge, and sometimes, I've seen people, can't find their bus or losing their way. So that's why we made it clear that we love using this hotel, because where it's located right next to the show. So it's great. The food is exceptional. They do offer Western food at the show. Not just the show, but at the hotel. They have a couple amazing restaurants, and you don't have to worry. Again, the food is incredible that they serve at the hotel. So it's great food.
And the training is going to be in the hotel. So if you stay in the hotel, you just have to kind of wake up and find yourself head down. I mean, it's
go
a long...
for a swim first and then...
So, but again, it's, you have to feel comfortable where you want to stay, so you can really stay anywhere.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So we have time for maybe one or two questions.
Well, I have had 3 questions are almost the same thing. Do I need to see to get special shots before going to China?
Oh, good. That's a good question.
No, you don't. We've had a lot of people who have asked us this anytime they're going to China. You do not require any special shots going to China. If you're going to India, you need shots. Sometimes Vietnam and Cambodia require shots, but going to China, you do not require any type of shots at all. Of course, we're always telling people, again, as Karen mentioned, we go through a list before you head to China. We go through everything that you're going to need, anything you should bring with you. You get to ask us any questions about your travel necessities, but you do not require any special vaccinations at all. So great question. Again, a number of people have sent me that question.
So I have a question here is, will you be teaching how to understand shipping and customs?
Oh, definitely.
That's a great question, and I am giggling because I think that's the area that really scares everyone. I mean, as I mentioned, when we were doing the webinar, it's really a scary
kind of the black hole.
area. So you're going to see how not scary it is. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it so simple. We're going to be breaking it down.
Right, and we get into great detail of all types of shipping method, all types of customs and regulations and certifications, and just paperwork that a lot of people overlook. And even I've seen over the years the chain stores overlook, and all of a sudden their shipments are seized or they're held for certain exams. And we make sure that our students and our clients know what to do when they're importing, so you don't have any problems. And that's one of the key benefits of working at the private label university, where people learn these things.
Mm-hmm. So I have 2 questions here. And now if any other questions come up or any questions we did not answer, again, please go over to the Facebook page, Private Label University. You can post your questions there and we will get to your questions. We will personally answer them. But I just want to wrap up today with just these last 2 questions. Will we have time will we have time to have one-on-one with you? And Neil and I, I'm assuming you mean. Yes, you're going to have plenty of time with Neil and I. Yes, we're going to be doing teaching, but we're going to be there with you. Like I said, it's a small group. We make sure that it's a small group. We limit the amount of people. So it's just, a handful of people. I mean, we do have a max. We're actually doing 20 people, and we are known for our small groups, and it's because we want to make sure we are personally getting to know you and your business, and we are working with you in your business. The idea is to support you and to help you succeed. And our team is going to be with us too. So that's why I said, if this is something that you may be interested in, then jump on this now, because we have limited seating. As you can see, it's a small group. And once it's gone, it's gone. And the next question we have here, which it kind of jumps into that, is, will the price change? So no, there's no like, oh my God, I'm going to change the price, and if you don't do, you're going to, it's going up in price. No, the price is going to stay the same. It's $14.97. You're going to also be able to take advantage of that friend discount for $5.97. The thing is, like I said, we only have limited space. So if you don't book, you're not going to get that reserved seat. Again, you can click on the link. You can see it here, cantonfairtrip.com. Go to the site. All the details are there. There's a lot of details all there. You can sign up there. And and let's get started. I mean, we are so excited. We're excited to learn about your business. We're excited to share with you, and we hope that you'll join us in China.
Yeah, we look forward to it. We love working with new entrepreneurs and new students. No matter what stage you're at, we're here to help you and make your business more successful.
And you're going to love our staff there. So helpful. I mean, they know their stuff.
And that's the bonus. When you work with us, you get to meet our staff and see again how professionals in China do business. Some of our staff have been with us for over 12 years. And, this is a key. Some of our staff in another part of China have been with us for almost 20 years. So we really have our roots set in China. And it's a key for us to, again, show you how business is done overseas, internationally. So we look forward to it.
Mm-hmm. So we look forward to it. If any questions come up, you know how to find us over on our Facebook page, Private Label University. So pop over there, ask some questions. If we haven't gotten to your question, please ask them again in that group, and we will personally answer them. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. It was amazing. You guys are all great, and thank you for being part of our community.
Thank you. 谢谢你。再见。